Hello guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. The goddess Sirius and Bardock had appeared in front of everyone present, leaving the goddess a bit surprised. The one who's going to revive us was supposed to be Kakarot. What's happening? However, the voice of the great god Zeno-sama would take her out of her thoughts.
I have fulfilled his wish. Now I'm going to retire.
Great God Zeno-sama, before he leaves, can you tell us what happened to the Saiyan Kakarot?
That Saiyan is very powerful. Existence that could hardly die because he is the son of the super destructive goddess Sirius, the Saiyan god. At this moment, he is on the verge of death, but in a few days he will be 100% recovered.
The Super Dragon Ball is spread again through the universes 6 and 7. However, at that precise moment, a strong tremor would make the four universes tremble. That's right, Multiverse 2 would have collided with Multiverse 4 of Zeno-sama. Mikoshin would quickly approach Sirius. What are you supposed to do to us? Are you going to kill me again? At least let me see my son. Didn't you pay attention to what the great god Zeno-sama said? Kakarot is on the verge of death because he faces a god of death. What? My poor son! I don't have to go to his rescue. At that moment, Bardock would have a vision, where he would observe Kakarot fighting against a warrior with a peculiar appearance, since he looked like a demon. Don't you worry about it, Sirius. Kakarot will soon recover, and will make all the multiverses tremble because of his great power. That reaction, is this man able to see the future? Well, that doesn't matter. Sirius, now, what I need is your power. The god of death comes instead, and I need the power Mikoshin would create a pentagram with which he would break the seal that retained of all of Sirius's power. Sirius raised his power at once. Meanwhile, very far from that place with Seokami, this would be said. This is Sirius's key. I can't make a mistake. So those bastards managed to bring her to life, and it'll be the same result. They won't be able to do anything against me. Seokami began to head towards them at incredible speed, returning with the others. Sirius would get serious. If you decide to remove my seal, that means that you are in a very desperate situation, since you know that with my unlocked power, I'm capable of killing you. I apologize for 20 years ago, but really, we were just following orders. That doesn't matter anymore. I can feel a disgusting ki approaching. If that guy was the one who hurt my little Kakarot, I'll exterminate him myself. Even with all your power, I don't know if you'll be able to face it, so I'll bet everything. Divine Seal Annihilation! A new pentagram would appear under Bardock's feet. What are you supposed to do, Mikoshin? If we want to have at least a small chance against that god, we must give everything. Bardock's power had been sealed millions of years ago, beginning to flow through all his veins. It was even greater than the power of Sirius unlocked for him at that time. Bardock would access the perfect Ultra Instincts Phase 2. The power of Bardock was surprising. How could Kakarot not be a great warrior if his parents were monsters? At that moment, Seokami would arrive where all of them were. Sirius would look at him with a very serious look. Sirius's gaze would make even that god of death shudder a little, because Sirius in the past was much more powerful than him. Apparently, Sirius has come back to life. What do you think if you join me and together we all end this trouble? I would never do that, since you dare to hurt my son Kakarot. I'll never forgive you. I know you would say something similar, but I didn't hurt him. That Saiyan must be in the other world at that moment. Seokami's words would make Sirius explode with rage, launching herself into the attack at a speed that no one was able to see. Only Bardock and Seokami himself, the clashes of the fists would make everything around them tremble. The universe itself was affected by such power. Meanwhile, Kakarot's sphere of energy had fallen into Multiverse 2, where a subject would find it. The king of everything, Akio. Apparently this guy is dead because of his heart is missing. Okay, Lucid. Reduce it to atoms and return immediately. We must be the first to attack in this war and position ourselves as the strongest multiverse. Lucio would charge a large sphere of destruction energy, throwing it at Kakarot. However, before it collided with him, Kakarot would regain consciousness, being able to dodge such a powerful attack. What the hell is wrong with you? Why do you even attack me if you know I can't defend myself? I'll never forgive you for this, even if you beg me.
What an interesting guy.
You didn't have the heart, and miraculously you managed to dodge my attack. And if that's not enough, your heart has grown again. Akio, who was in place observing everything that had happened from the crystal sphere, would be a bit astonished, because the power of said subject did not lose any of that as a warrior. I want you to defeat him and bring him back. He will be an important piece in our hunt across the multiverses.
As you order, sir.
Lucille and Kakarot began to increase their powers. However, the only appearance that changed was that of Kakarot, which had gone to perfect Ultra Instinct because their energies were not yet 100%. Both began to battle, making them tremble the entire Multiverse 2. Meanwhile, in the place of the entire Multiverse 3 was the queen of the entire TOW, who was a bit upset because Akio had already started her conquest. Damn, Akio has already sent his warrior to end some multiverse. Apparently, he's the only king of everything who wants war and everything to show everyone that he is the strongest multiverse. Damn, Zeno-sama, this is all your fault. When he died, the imbalance was lost. Returning to Multiverse 2, both warriors were very even, making use of a large part of their powers. However, it could be clearly seen how Lucille was the only one playing with Kakarot, which landed death attacks because of him. This was not a game. At that moment, Lucille was able to give him a powerful blow, which would make him fall to the ground almost unconscious. Kakarot could not move. However, at that moment, he observed in his mind a being identical to him.
I didn't think they'd defeat you, my son. You were born with a power that even made kings tremble. Watch this.
Bardock would go to a transformation never seen before by Kakarot.
This is Super Saiyan kills gods, or destroyer of kings.
Kakarot would never have seen his father, however, the similarity was too much.
So you're my father.
Apparently, Mikoshin, if I manage to bring them to life.
Thank you, Dad, for this transformation. I'll not die. I trust you, son.
Kakarot would come to his senses, beginning to fight with a demon named Lucille. However, at that moment, Kakarot began to increase his power in an incredible way. That's right, Kakarot would manage to become the Super Saiyan Kills God, but he would call it Super Saiyan Purple because his hair, as well as his aura, which would turn purple. However, he was much more powerful than the Super Saiyan Phase 3 Ultra Instinct, but he will still be below the Super Saiyan Infinity.
So you hid your much more power. Let's see what you can do now.
However, from that moment to the next, Lucille received injuries all over his body from him falling to the ground very badly injured. He had been hit to such an extent that he was even bleeding too much.
Lucille, are you alright? You must use all your power if you want to defeat him. Who the hell is that guy? No, don't defeat him. Eliminate him. We'll see how we conquer the other multiverses. As ordered, sir.
Akio would say to himself,
this is a lot of coincidence. Just when the four multiverses collided with each other, a warrior falls into our multiverse. Maybe a strategy from other multiverses, but no. They're weak old multiverses to start conquering. This doesn't make any sense.
Lucille would have increased all his power with which he was ready to fight with a Saiyan. That's right, he was confident due to his power that he possessed. At that precise moment, Lucille would hit Kakarot with all his might. But his surprise was great when he realized that said blow would not make him even a single scratch.
Is that all? I gave you enough time to raise all your power. Apparently it was a waste of time.
Lucille would continue to hit him, which Kakarot did not dodge. He wanted to show him the difference in power. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, Akio was very surprised.
That being is going to kill Lucille. I must go to his aid.
Akio, with maximum speed, would go to the aid of Lucille. When he arrived, Kakarot was about to hit the final blow to end his life. However, Akio would hold Kakarot's blow with an overwhelming force, and give him a great blow with which he would go back a few meters.
Lucille, get out of here. Go to the palace and recover all your wounds. You don't have enough power to kill this warrior. I'm sorry, my lord. It's my first defeat, but I've let you down.
Lucille would go to the king's palace completely. He no longer had enough energy to continue fighting with that being.
Before we start the battle, tell me, what multiverse do you belong to? And what are you supposed to do here?
Kakarot wouldn't understand anything the guy was talking about.
Multiverse? What are you talking about?
I was fighting with the god of death, and I was defeated. At the moment of a sphere of ki was thrown at me, I fell in that place, collapsed, and was on the brink of death.
So, it was just a coincidence that this being fell into our multiverse.
Akio, at a speed that even Kakarot was not able to see anything, would give him some strong blows, which almost made him lose his transformation. However, Kakarot would not be left behind, launching himself to attack in the same way, but a key barrier covered the entire space bodyguard of God. The barrier was forged with 50% of all my power. If you want to just hit me, you have to overcome 15% of all my power, which is impossible for a Saiyan like you. It's very risky, but I hope it helps. Kakarot would launch it to the attack, but in each exchange, the blows, the only one who received damage was him. That's right, Kakarot's power was not enough. However, what he wanted was the regeneration of his wounds, and thanks to his Zenkai Z's increase, after a few moments of the battle, Kakarot's illogical plan would work, managing to hit the king of everything, Akio, with a strong blow, who would get so angry that he began to massacre Kakarot. Let's see how much you can regenerate your body, damn Saiyan. Akio began to torture Kakarot until he was knocked out. Akio would take him to the kingdom completely because he had a plan with said Saiyan. Meanwhile, with Tsuyokomi, this as well as Cirrus, Mikoshin, Daishanken, and the fusion of the gods and angels was very injured. I must admit that with her divine ki, they are more powerful than me. But how about this? Tsuyokomi would expel unpleasant ki. Death could be felt and said. Tsuyokomi had access to his ki of the god of death. Tsuyokomi began to expel unpleasant and disgusting ki from his entire body. The power that it gave off was disgusting since it could feel like it had killed hundreds of thousands of living beings. How can you be so proud to possess that Tsuyokomi ki? You are an admirable being. Now the only thing you give me is contempt. This is the power of a god of death. I hope and you are prepared to die. You're correct with my divine ki. I'm not an opponent for you. But let's see if you are now able to face me. At that moment, Tsuyokomi began to fight for everyone at once. That's right, his power was so much that he had no difficulty doing it. However, at that precise moment, Bardock would step forward. I hope you don't mind. Now I'll join the battle also. No matter. The insects that come together, their efforts will be in vain. Even I hadn't even noticed your presence being so weak. I had much more important matter to worry about insects like you. Annoyed, Tsuyokomi would dodge those he was fighting with, and at maximum speed he thought of giving Bardock a powerful blow. But he'd be surprised because Bardock had the power to stop the blow centimeters from touching his face. How can an insect be able to withstand a blow from me? You are not fighting with any fans. You're fighting with the god Saiyan. Kakarot, that's why he's so powerful, both because of his father and his mother. From both genetics, he draws incredible power. This can't be possible. I was much more powerful than Bardock. Bardock would give him a great blow, sending him flying a few meters, and he'd stand on the other side of the gods. Although I hate to admit it, I don't have the power to defeat him alone, so I'll need your help. At that moment, a battle would decide the fate of the multiverses. 4 would begin. However, despite these having greater allies, the god Tsuyokomi could do the unimaginable. He was capable of fighting against all of them. In turn, however, it was taking him a long time to do it. Meanwhile, returning to Multiverse 2, the king of everything Akio would have taken Kakarot to his palace, throwing him where Lucille was. What am I supposed to do with it, my lord? Immerse him in demonic blood. He'll be a great ally for our conquest. At that moment that Akio was about to be submerged, Kakarot ejected an unimaginable power causing hundreds of planets to be pulverized. Kakarot had gone to Super Saiyan Infinity. You really must call yourself a king at all. You don't conquer at all to Zeno-sama's dwarf. Zeno-sama? I can't believe it. You're the weakest multiverse, so it was you who killed him. It wasn't me. It was the god of death. But that doesn't matter. I'll finish you off in this damn place. Kakarot at an extremely incredible speed gave him a great blow that even the second most powerful god, Akio, had felt pain. Akio, feeling so much pain, he could not contain himself and would launch a strong blow that would break his neck. I can't believe that simple blow from a pathetic Saiyan had caused me so much pain. I won't forgive you. Today will be the day of your death. Or not. You really will be a faithful servant. Akio would be surprised to witness how the Saiyan would stand up despite a great blow, and this would make his neck return to normal. This was thanks to his great regeneration. That blow almost knocked me out. Can't believe the power of this guy. It's been over 1,500 years since I've unleashed 45% of all my power, but apparently I want to beat you. I have no choice but to do so. Akio began to increase his power in an unreal way. The power that he released was spreading through the 4 multiverses, even reaching the multiverse where everyone was fighting. Whose overwhelming power is it? I feel more pressure of his ki crush me. Tsuyokomi would also be a bit surprised. However, he didn't notice it.
How low the super goddess of destruction Cirrus has fallen. Are you afraid of that pathetic divine power?
But at that moment, Cirrus would send him flying with a strong blow.
I swear I'll kill you, insect!
Meanwhile, in Multiverse 3 with the Queen of Everything Tawa, she had felt the battle that said Saiyan had with the Demon of Multiverse 2 since the past Akio had already sent his maniac fighter to finish off beings of great can. This will be incredible to stop. We must unite with Ryoma to be able to beat Akio. But at that moment, Tawa would also feel the incredible battle that was taking place through Multiverses 4, being a little surprised, since the level was incredible and her power was far from even comparing to the power of Zeno-sama had. Very great powers are fighting in the multiverses of Zeno-sama. I believe that battle. What I know is that one of the that was present of the death of Zeno-sama. Because of him, we're involved in this problem. I'll kill him. Tawa began to go to Multiverse 4 at a surprising speed. It wouldn't take her long to arrive, being able to observe how the fusion of angels, the fusion of a god and an angel, and the most incredible guardians of everything and the Saiyan fighting against a being that gave off a disgusting aura. At that moment, Cirrus would give Tsuyokomi a powerful blow, sending him flying. However, no matter how much they hurt him, he came back with much more desire to fight. The power of the gods of death was regenerating him. Cirrus would arrive with Tawa. Who are you? I can feel a quality of your aura. My name is Tawa, and I am the queen of everything of the Multiverse 3. All the multiverses collapsed due to the death of Zeno-sama. We know, and that guy in front of you is responsible for the death of Zeno-sama. A furious Tawa would lunge at him, but unlike the others, Tawa's blows were so brutal that they would make even a god of death power be a bit overwhelmed.
Who the fuck are you? Now I'll not forgive you. I'll use 75% of the power of the gods of death.
Everyone was surprised to think that he was already using his full power. At that precise moment, the universes of different multiverses trembled with such bestial power. Your ki is disgusting, disgusting. Right now, I will end your life. Tsuyokomi, when he finished increasing his power, would launch himself into the Queen of all, Tawa, giving a great battle. However, when they exchanged blows, Tawa would communicate with everyone mentally. The Saiyan subject, I can feel that he is the most powerful of all. Charge your most powerful attack. I'll hold him. Only then we can kill this subject. Please don't kill him. He's my dear brother. He was just a victim of the gods of death. Cirrus would leave Mikoshin out of action alongside Daishenkin. Tawa would continue to have a great battle with Tsuyokomi. However, the more he continued, the more he would take the lead with Tsuyokomi. He was getting used to the Queen's style completely, and from one moment to the next, he was able to give him the first effective blow, sending to a planet, causing it to be destroyed with the impact. Tawa would get up, and at great speed, he would connect a great blow. I have no alternative. Heavenly cut, key destruction! An energy sword was about to hit Tsuyokomi's heart. However, he was able to move a few centimeters, being able to dodge such a powerful blow. But the attack still had caused him too much pain. A scream would resound through the multiverse. Ha! Curse your key sword! It damaged several veins that connected with my death energy. Now I only have divine ki left. Tsuyokomi would pass to his divine ki. However, in the same way, his ki was worn, and Bardock had already finished forming his incredible attack. At that moment, Bardock would launch into an opposing attack, which Tsuyokomi was about to dodge. Absolute divine paralysis! Tsuyokomi would stay in the same place, being hit by such power, going out all over the universe. Bardock would retransform, but when everyone thought that everything was over, a ki that even exceeded that of a god of death would appear. The castles of all the kings were shaking. Some of them were even destroyed, except for the castle of Multiverse 1. This is impressive. Who gives off so much power? His power is so much that even a single blow would be able to finish off all kings, except for the second most powerful.
This can't be. Apparently Kakarot has fallen into the path of evil.
Our son Bardock. Now what will we do? Tawa would remain the Saiyan that he was facing off against, the Demon of Multiverse 2. This cannot be true. That Saiyan's power was great, but not that much. Now he is at the level of a king of everything. No matter how much he changes his ki or becomes aggressive, he's my son, and I can recognize him in one way or another. At that moment, Mikoshin would wake up, realizing that his sister Tsuyokomi was no longer in that place. They really have murdered my brother. I can't believe it, you Cirrus. You knew that he was a good god. But tell me, if Kakarot became an evil being, would you also murder him? Cirrus would be speechless, because she would not be able to end the life of her own son. However, Bardock was much more thoughtful and was not intimidated by these types of comments.
If he decided to join the wrong side, we'll beat him up.
I'm afraid that will be incredible. If beings like us approach said subject, his aura would be able to reduce us to atoms.
Returning to Multiverse 2, Akio managed to defeat Kakarot using 45% of all his power, and this with a strong blow sent Kakarot to the Sea of Demonic Blood, which had the purpose of obeying everything commanded by the King of Everything of Multiverse 2 and release all the hidden power that its bearer possesses. At the moment of leaving, Kakarot had come out with an intimidating look. That's right. His hair was red like blood, just like his eyes, and the power he gave off was so much that it made everyone rumble. The multiverses at the time of this, leaving there was no one in the palace because the god of death Tsuyokomi had fallen on the planet close to that of Multiverse 2, and Akio together with Lucille went to see who it was.
This guy is on the verge of death, but I can feel a great Lucille power. Just take him to the demonic sea. As ordered, sir.
By the time Lucille was about to leave, an incredible pressure had appeared in that entire place, leaving even Akio surprised.
Whose power is this? I can feel him at my back.
Akio would launch a powerful blow only to watch as this guy would have defeated would parry his blow with a single finger.
Sir, excuse me if I scared you. I didn't mean to, but I must thank you for all this power. Look how strong I am.
Kakarot would expel part of his power, making everything around him tremble. It was no longer just full multiverses, but he would make the entire omniverse tremble. Kakarot would have made 4 multiverses shudder. Kakarot's power would have been so much that the 4 kings had all felt the extremely impressive power. At that moment, Lucille was going with this.
Even though you are one of us, you must show respect to your superiors.
Kakarot would put on a serious look, and his imposing red eyes made him look like a terrible guy.
If I before didn't have this great power, I was able to almost kill you. Don't speak to me in that tone again, or next time there won't even be ashes of you left.
Kakarot released an even more surprising pressure, which would make Lucille drop to his knees, and he wouldn't breathe. Even Akio would be a little nervous, however, a moment later he would laugh out loud.
I can tell that your power is extremely incredible. You're almost at my level. If I didn't trust the demonic source, I would kill you right now. Now I don't think he's capable of defeating me, but don't worry, my power is only to protect you, Akio-sama. This guy is the god of death that I told you I had faced. His power surpasses even Lucille. If you cure him, we'll have a great ally. Don't ever refer to me again.
Lucille did not finish his sentence since Kakarot would return to observe him with a murderous look.
I don't give third chances next time. I'll kill you!
Akio would be a little surprised because according to Kakarot, he already had enough power to defeat him. Returning to Multiverse 7, Bardock was talking with the Queen of Everything, Tawa.
What are we supposed to do now? We don't have enough power to defeat Kakarot.
We must go as fast as possible with the King of Everything of this multiverse, and since he is the only capable being of facing the Saiyan Kakarot and Akio.
Okay, we'll go with you.
Everyone present would leave the place, flying at a great speed to Multiverse 1. Return to the palace of all Akio, he would throw Tsuyokomi into the demonic source, which would also raise his power in an amazing way. His power would have elevated inordinately. However, it was still below the power of Kakarot.
Why didn't my power rise higher? I'm a god. How is it possible that the source has given a greater power to a mere Saiyan?
The power of the source is not giving you unlimited power.
All it does is unlock your hidden power. In other words, it speeds up that process, which means that in a few years, Kakarot's going to get that monstrous power.
Tsuyokomi would be a little annoyed and scared at the same time, but the voice of his king would take them out of their thoughts.
We are really. Today, we'll stop being Multiverse 2. I hope you're ready to face the multiverse.
Everyone would nod. The King of Everything with the dimensional portal would reach Multiverse 1 in a few seconds. When he arrived, a very beautiful girl was at the door, like the High Priestess.
Long time no see, Naomi. I hope you're both ready since today, his reign ends here.
That will be impossible for you. None of you have enough power to face the powerful King of Everything, Ryoma.
I want to see that. Get out of there, Ryoma! Come and show your face!
At that moment, a pressure would fall all over that place. The powerful Ryoma was getting closer, and with just his pressure, everyone present would know that he was a being of great power.
Long time no see here. Why don't you come to my castle and have a tea?
Stop playing games, damn! We're here to be the most powerful beings in the multiverse, and this time we'll succeed.
You continue with what you did 1,500 years ago. You don't have enough power to defeat me. It's not your fault that the Creator God created me with so much power. If you don't come in a good way, better get out of my multiverse before I give you one beating.
That's what annoys me about you, damn. You underestimate us. You think that we're not a match for you. However, at that precise moment, Akio would launch himself against Ryoma, starting a great battle, which seemed even. Tsukuyomi, having not raised his power as much, had a hard time keeping up with them. It's amazing how Akio-sama is at the level of that king of everything. No, that guy'll kill Akio, because he's putting pressure on him with his defense. The more Akio-sama attacks, the more ki wears out, while that guy's ki hasn't diminished at all. Lucille at the moment would attack Naomi. However, with a few blows, she would leave him on the verge of death and very badly injured. The most powerful demon in the multiverse, too, was defeated in approximately 30 seconds. You're nothing more than simple fans. You better go before you die. You're not being serious. You haven't tested my power yet. Kakarot would launch into an attack, beginning to exchange a few blows with the priestess. Returning to the confrontation of Akio and Ryoma, both seemed evenly matched. However, Akio was not being able to dodge a furtive blow which would send him to the ground. Ryoma would notice that his wife was facing a Saiyan and had already defeated a demon.
This won't end well for you here. You've already lost one of your allies. They won't be able to do anything against me.
I hope that woman was power enough to face Kakarot, or else she'll inevitably die.
Ha 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 ha! Akio, you better than anyone know the overwhelming power of Naomi. She will not be defeated by a simp.
At that moment, Naomi would pass through the middle of both of them. Naomi had been sent flying with a strong blow, drawing back some blood from her. Kakarot was approaching at incredible speed to continue her attack. However, Ryoma would teleport, and with a serious look, I would tell him,
"If you hit Naomi again, this time I'll end your miserable life."
Thanks, Kakarot. You were able to see this damn Furious, the king of everything who doesn't care. He has a weakness, and it's that damn. Kakarot, kill her. Ryoma, at that precise moment, would throw a sphere of ki into Akio's heart, where before it hits, Kakarot would stand in front of him receiving the attack. However, it would cost nothing to regenerate his body. Apparently, I was about to die, and I wasn't able to realize it. Thanks, Kakarot.
You are much more powerful than Akio. Why do you hold back and not use all your power?
Don't say stupid things, as a Saiyan will make you more powerful than a king of everything. So you realized I didn't use all my power because if my power exceeds his, I don't want him to feel bad.
So he affirms it. Apparently he's not using all his power.
This is the worst humiliation of my life. Kakarot, if you're more powerful than me, it's fine. Release all your power and finish off that damn. As you order, Akio-sama. Kakarot expelled all the power of him accumulated from him. That's right, Kakarot's power was much more than even the mighty king of everything of the Multiverse 1 began to smile.
Ha 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 ha! This is what I wanted as a battle, where I can use all my power. Our battle will be legendary! Ghostly steps!
Ryoma would move at a speed that even disappeared for Akio and Tsukuyomi. However, everyone was surprised when Kakarot would say, "Ghostly steps!"
So by just seeing me using it once you're able to use it, you are a really powerful being.
Both subjects would begin to exchange blows at an incredible speed, because not even Naomi could clearly see what was happening. Meanwhile, with Toa and the others, Toa would stop halfway. It's too late! Ryoma's fighting with another king altogether, but he doesn't know who he is, because he's not Akio's ki and Zeno-sama's dead.
Cirrus, that dark power, is that our own son?
That's right, Bardock. His power is even greater than that of the god of death. No, this can't be happening. Ryoma's fighting against another king. No matter what ki my son has, I'll always recognize him. Returning to the battle, no warrior could be seen. However, at that moment, they would both appear. Both were with their clothes a bit worn. However, Naomi would be surprised. Is that blood? It
most powerful king has shed blood. I can't believe it.
You're a worthy opponent, but you still need much more power if you want to defeat me.
I say the same. At that moment, they began to exchange blows again. How is it possible for two guys to have such fighting power, if not even beings of our level are capable of observing them? Someone who logically was not Tsukuyomi and is inside his body would say, obviously beings like you can't see anything. Since they are only our containers, they're simple dregs. The battle would continue for a few moments while they exchanged blows. Ryoma would communicate with his Saiyan telepathically.
Saiyan, the attack I launched at Akio, I can assure you that it was not to kill him, but to get that evil presence out of him. The hatred that Akio has for me is not normal, so a being is manipulating him. I know you don't believe me, but you must trust me.
I believe you, since there are times when Akio-sama doesn't seem to be the same. So what do you have in mind for those guys to show their faces? Both subjects continued to impact their fists. However, they would appear with their ki very worn, and both with holes in their chest that they have been mortally wounded. Naomi was going to help Ryoma, however she would listen in her mind.
Don't worry, this Saiyan and I are pretending. We still have all our energies.
Pretend what? Obviously, he's the enemy.
No, Akio, and that god named Tsukuyomi is just being manipulated by an even more powerful existence.
Okay, Rivera, I trust you, but please don't die.
Akio would approach, both realizing that they were both on the brink of death.
Apparently, you're also about to die, Kakarot, but thanks for leaving this damn me like this. Die for me, Kakarot. I'll be the one to give him the final blow.
At that moment, Akio would begin to charge a very powerful ki sphere, with which he had planned to end Akio's life. At that moment, when he was about to launch his attack, his power would vanish, lightning falling all over the place. What's wrong with me? Does my body hurt a lot? Akio would lose consciousness due to such monstrous power.
Of course, it hurts, damn. We have gone through approximately 1,500 years. We almost joined, but thank you. I'll be the one to give you the final blow and receive the blessings of the murderous king.
The same would happen with Tsukuyomi. That's right, Achi had abruptly separated from him, also being knocked out. At that moment in which both charged a large sphere of ki and threw it at him, Kakarot and Ryoma would dodge it and both would heal the wound of his body.
So you're the ones behind all this. I'll kill you.
Because of this miserable fault, Akio-sama always had a full life of resentment and hatred. I'll exterminate them. Kakarot and Akio would raise all the power of him, making some of the closest omniverses shake.
Without my original body, I could defeat you. Now you'll be crushed, or rather between the two of us, we'll crush them.
Achi and Rek would also release a sinister power, making everything around them tremble. What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.